Moscow has always denied playing any part in the poisoning of the former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia, or the assassination of Alexander Litvinenko. Denials that have been met with incredulity here and in the West. But this morning, the United Kingdom has upped the stakes by naming and charging a third Russian military intelligence officer over the Salisbury poisonings, just as the European Court of Human Rights ruled that Russia was responsible for the murder of Alexander Litvinenko. Scotland Yard believes Denis Sergeev entered the UK under the alias Sergei Fedotov 2 days before the Salisbury attack and met several times with the other two Russian agents. It is the first time that he's been named officially as a suspect. Now, here's a reminder of the timeline of events in Salisbury. On the 4th of March 2018, the former Russian double agent Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were found unconscious on a park bench in Salisbury. Shortly afterwards, police confirmed they'd been poisoned with a nerve agent. On the 8th of March, it was announced that a police officer, Detective Sergeant Nick Bailey, was seriously ill in hospital after attending the incident. He was later discharged from hospital. On the 12th of March, the Prime Minister, Theresa May, told the House of Commons that the nerve agent was of Russian origin and was highly likely that Russia was responsible for the poisoning. On the 30th of June, after Julia and Sergei Skripal were discharged from hospital, Dawn Sturgis and Charlie Rowley fell ill in Amesbury, 8 miles from Salisbury, and were taken to hospital. Police later confirmed they'd been exposed to Novichok. On the 8th of July, Dawn Sturgis died in hospital. And on the 5th of September, Scotland Yard and the Crown Prosecution Service announced there was sufficient evidence to charge 2 Russians, Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Boshirov, with charges relating to the nerve agent attack. The following week, Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Boshirov were interviewed on a Russian state-funded news channel where they claimed they were just tourists visiting wonderful Salisbury to look at its cathedral, amongst other items. Well, our security and defence editor, Deborah Haynes, joins us now from New Scotland Yard. And Deborah, a third charge, but none of these people under arrest or able to be brought to justice at the moment.
No, all 3 of the suspects are believed to be in Russia. But make no mistake, this is a significant development in a case that has lasted more than 3.5 years, with the police very much still keen to ensure that everyone that they believe is involved is finally brought to justice, they say. And this is the first time, not only for them to name this third suspect, a name, Denis Sergeev, that has been widely reported before the investigative website Bellingcat first broke that name a couple of years ago, and sources have always indicated that there was a third suspect. But this is the first time that the police have come out and named him, said that they have the ability now to charge him, and have also said that the 3 individuals are all members of the GRU, Russia's military intelligence agency. It's the first time the police have said they've got the evidence to be able to say that, an allegation that you'll remember Theresa May made back in September 2018 when she first called out those first 2 suspects in relation to this case. And another interesting element to this that's important to talk about, the police are saying that these 3 men have been part of a 3-man team and they've worked together in other countries. And we know that Denis Sergeev has been accused by the Bulgarian authorities of a poisoning of a Bulgarian arms dealer in 2015. And we also know that the 2 other suspects are wanted by the Czech authorities in relation to an explosion at an arms depot in the Czech Republic in 2014. So this really is further evidence of what British security sources believe is a unit known as 29155 that's suspected of conducting acts of sabotage, attempted assassinations, even coup plots across Europe.
And Deborah, the finger also being pointed further at the Russian government agencies today by the European Court of Human Rights.
Yes, it's quite timely, isn't it, that the European Court of Human Rights has come out today with its ruling on another case of a successful assassination, this time blamed on Russia back in 2006, of the former Russian spy Alexander Litvinenko. You'll remember he was poisoned with polonium-210 after drinking green tea at the Millennium Hotel in London. And the UK has accused Russian agents of being involved in that attack. There was a public inquiry that came out firmly saying that this was a Russian state-sponsored assassination on the streets of the UK. And today, the European Court of Human Rights ruling that, yes, there is no other plausible explanation than that this was a Russian state attack. Russia, it has to be said, continues to deny these allegations, not just in relation to Litvinenko, but also firmly in relation to Sergei Skripal. But make no mistake, this is a big day in terms of the UK and the European Court of Human Rights calling out Russia and saying that actually they believe that they were involved in these two significant attacks on the UK.
And Deborah, what is the likely impact going to be of this sort of double whammy of accusations against the Russian state?
Well, there will be the usual outcries and the usual denials, I imagine. It's interesting, the timing of this, because, like I said at the beginning, the belief that there was at least one other suspect, a third suspect, has long been known and long been talked about. But for the UK to come out and call it out and accuse him by name, not just using his alias, but using what they say is his real name, saying directly that he was a member of the GRU. It is, obviously, it's for the police there. They say they're doing their job, they're following the evidence, and they want to bring justice. But in terms of geopolitics, this is the UK very much pushing back on what they see as an attack below the threshold of war, but an attack nonetheless against the UK with what they believe was a Russian state authorization of using a chemical weapon, Novichok, a nerve agent, on British streets that, yes, it was unsuccessful in its attempt to assassinate Sergei Skripal, who was believed to be a Russian double agent hired by MI6. And also, but seriously injured him, plus his daughter and a police officer. But don't forget, 4 months after that attack, a perfume bottle thought to have been used by the would-be assassins was then discovered by a local man, handed to his girlfriend, Dawn Sturgis, and she sprayed it on herself and then died. So this is serious consequences here, and clearly the UK isn't letting go and wants Russia to cooperate and to allow a proper investigation.